Hello again, everyone. Well, it's been a lovely 2 or 3 weeks working with the Spirit lately. I've enjoyed meeting people at Belper, Loughborough, Tamworth, and within the groups, certainly at Leicester. I was very pleased to get a comment from one of the Leicester Circle on one of the responses to the videos, and it's so encouraging when people make a comment. I know these likes are wonderful, and they are, and the subscriptions, but I feel that if people make a comment, I'm quite touched that they bothered to do it, but it shows an intent that they have either developed spirituality or they're looking to really move forward with their links with the Spirit. So I'm very appreciative of that. And setting the intent, that was the last one, where as I'm recording this, it's not been posted yet, but setting the intent is important. Now, the next one, following on from that, is a question for you to ask yourself, and it's called, where are you going? And not only where are you going, where do you want to go? And where does Spirit want you to go? Because the two aren't necessarily the same. Certainly with me, I never intended becoming a platform medium. I never intended giving any messages to people. I was very content with healing, and then circumstances or coincidences just happened, and I ended up training for mediumship, and actually in the end quite enjoying it, which I didn't really think I would do. And as for teaching, that was beyond any sort of wildest dreams at all. So I never even thought of that. So at the same time that you're working on setting your intent, have this consideration of where you want to go, which basically is your intent, and does your natural ability line up with your hopes and your dreams? For example, if you're getting a flash of a picture and you're receiving this clairvoyantly, yes, you want to be able to interpret that flash of a picture, don't you? That's your first thing. But really, the development, where you go with that, is you will develop it into asking your guide to hold that picture there for you, so you can describe it more fully, but go into it and get the feeling of what was happening around that time when the photograph was taken. Who took it? Who took the photograph? Maybe it's a memory link. Very often it is. And I've found, for me, not necessarily for you, I've found for me that very often the person who took the photograph is the communicating spirit. So that's just an idea for you, that maybe you can feel into that. But then, of course, we're holding on to this picture and feeling what it means to the person sitting in front of us in a one-on-one, or to the person in the congregation. We're feeling into that and giving the meaning to them. But what we can do as you move forward really is ask for them to give you not just the photograph, but the video of what was happening at that time. Maybe it's a day on the beach, maybe it's a family barbecue, maybe it's a celebration of some kind or a party. So ask to see what happened. So you're asking for that picture to become a video. So maybe you're going that way with your mediumship. And the same applies to all the other senses. So the early focus of most groups is on our mental mediumship, and we work on communication, and we all tend to follow that lead. But maybe where you want to go, or spirit wants you to go, might be into spirit art, it might be into automatic writing, and so you want to just give it a try on this. It might well be that you're in a church and somebody's poorly, you just put your hand on them and either your hand warms up or you feel a power going through your hands. Well, that tells me that you really want to study the healing aspect, which is fabulous. So that's good too. So there are many ways of connecting and working with the spirit. I actually gave this anecdote to my Leicester group last night, and it was a chap who I used to sit in a group with, and he was a transfiguration medium. He'd not quite got it when we look back. He'd not quite got it, bless him, and he'd sat for many years. But he will turn at the end of a demonstration sometimes and just pick up a notepad and start writing extremely quickly. He'd fill an A4 page in 2 or 3 seconds. And he was a Yorkshireman, and he was writing in this ancient Iranian script. How on earth does that happen? You know, what an amazing gift to have, and yet he felt it was his secondary gift. Good grief, you know, how amazing. And he had this analysed at the university locally, and it was this person's life story that was being told through script. So when you're thinking about where you're going, where you want to go, don't put any limit on it. I know it's early, but we tend to think, oh well, maybe I can start doing one-on-one readings, or maybe I can just give information in circle, or when I'm in circle with my friends, that I can perhaps give little bits like that. And we don't tend to think at the early stage of where it may lead. And I'd like you all to give a passing thought to that and feel where you would want it to go. And in years of doing assessments and looking where people can go, there have been things crop up like teaching disabled children to ride a horse, which came true, that this person developed that aspect of working with the spirit for humanity. So you have to, when you're thinking about where you're going, where spirit want you to go, they know where the potential is, and you know where you want your potential to be, and very often in great measure they're the same. But sometimes spirit will give you a lovely surprise and you think, oh wow, I never expected that. And that's happened to me quite a lot, that I've never expected to give messages. I certainly never expected to go on the platform. One-on-ones never really interested me, but I love moving forward, going to assessments, and I actually love teaching, which I would never have thought, because this is a secret for everybody, right? It's not going out to anybody other than you, right? So I hated school and I hated teachers, and the last thing I could ever imagine myself being is a teacher, and yet here we are. So never closed the doors, I'm guessing, with this. Now, so we've spoke about many ways of contacting and working with the Spirit, and it's as well wondering where you're going, that it might well be that you wish to help people within your messages, that you want to heal grief, that you want to bring comfort, that Spirit is there for everyone. I know there are many people who are afraid of going home because they feel there's some sort of retribution. Now, retribution is within one of our principles: compensation and retribution hereafter for all the good and evil done on earth. Now, you might think that's pressure on you in your life somehow, or you might think, oh, look at all these bad things I've done, where you've been cruel to somebody. But that's part of your life and growing up. Now, I want you to think about retribution in this way. Look at it, look at the word, and it starts with retry. You get another go at it, you get another shot to put everything right, and there is no judgment about this. You look at things and think, oh, I could have done that better. How could I have done that better? And then, because everybody goes to Spirit and everybody's there, maybe you can just sort that out quite easily. So some people fear about going to Spirit. I know they do, but really, any of you listening into this who don't know of the Spirit much, please don't fear about that, because you're going somewhere beautiful. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. So it's beautiful. So you're healing grief, you're dispelling the fear of dying, and with regard to using the messages to heal, you can, at the same time as giving a message, if you feel that they're covered in grief or shame or physical pain, you can immediately call on the Spirit helpers to help with that. Spirit doctors and ministering angels, how about, doesn't that sound nice? How about that? They are always there to help things like anxiety, physical distress, and concern about the things I've mentioned, really. So that's moving on to, as a healing medium, should you wish to follow that path, which I thoroughly recommend, you are able to work with these formidable powers, and they are formidable. And if you do go down this route, you can do it as an individual without going through the church, but for those of you in the UK, there's usually a church there fairly close to you, but you can use the SNU International, and I've got quite a contact with North America, the Alberta Spiritual Healing Association, that do courses, so I can recommend them as well, and you can get them through Eternity Connection. So you're able to follow that. There will be a way. If any of you listening to this or watching this feel you want to go down the healing route and you can't find a place easily, put a message to me, and I promise I will do my very best to sort out an opportunity for you. So that's that. So basically I'm saying have a basic plan, put it into action, but allow yourself to be open for what touches you on your journey. And there will be things, you won't think of everything that Spirit would like to work with you and how they would like to work with you. You know, there are many other aspects of mediumship, and who knows what you will excel at. And you know, if you commit, if you follow your route, talk to the Spirit, and if you commit, I guarantee you, you will become very, very good at something, possibly more than one thing. But that's really up to you. So that's the tip for today. Think about where you are going and really enjoy the journey. As I'm saying that, enjoying the journey, I'm reminded about how fragile I felt in my mediumship to start with. The few times I was going out, either sharing a rostrum to start with, or then when, oh my goodness, we go out and we're on our own. Somebody's invited us to do a service. Well, they've invited us because they've seen us and they think we're good enough. We probably don't, but they do. And so you've been verified in your skills by an outside observer. So when that day happens and they ask you, has this happened to me, do you do a service? Yes, I do. And take it and do it and really enjoy it and feel the power of the Spirit behind you. So that's the tip for today. Where are you going?